Now to the cackling witch herself, Joy Behar from The View. Here is her assessment of Trump's new White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
According to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
The ever-empowering feminist, Joy herself, everyone. And this is why, of course, she's on The View. And
you know that's what it is.
I want to be clear. Kernel of truth from Joy Behar. They are haters and they are miserable.
You know what's in the air, Whoopi?
What's in the air?
Trumpism. Half of this country is miserable. And let's just tell the truth. We hate that he won.
Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
I always have friends where I work, and if I don't have friends at the job, I will not keep the job. So when I was fired the last time from this show, people say to me, were you okay with that? And my answer is, I was happy.
No one saw this coming. One day, Joy Behar was right there on daytime TV, sparring with her co-hosts and stirring up controversy like always. The next, she was allegedly on her way out, leaving the network, and her fans completely stunned. Speculation exploded online, not just about her rumored departure, but about shocking allegations that surfaced in its wake. Some were your typical celebrity gossip, claims of behind-the-scenes feuds with ABC executives and co-host conflicts. But one rumor stood out, adding a whole new layer of mystery, an alleged lawsuit that, if true, could change everything. According to reports, The View isn't as off-the-cuff as it seems. Allegedly, much of it is scripted, and in a bombshell twist, Joy Behar's emotional on-air moments might not be as spontaneous as viewers believed. Whether these claims hold weight or not, they've set social media ablaze, turning a routine controversy into a wildfire of speculation. It all unraveled on what seemed like an ordinary day. Joy was front and center, dishing out her signature. Sharp remarks. But when the conversation turned to Karoline Leavitt, things took a turn. Behar allegedly implied that Leavitt, a former White House press aide, only got her position because of her looks. For someone known for her no-holds-barred style, the comment might not have raised eyebrows. Except this time, the backlash was immediate and fierce. Within minutes, social media was on fire. Fans who once defended her were uneasy. Critics seized the moment, calling for consequences. Hashtags demanding her firing trended across platforms, creating exactly the kind of PR nightmare networks dread. But this wasn't just about public outrage. Advertisers were paying attention. Behar had survived controversies before. But this time, ABC execs allegedly scrambled, calling emergency meetings with legal teams and PR strategists. At first, damage control seemed simple, an apology, maybe a statement of regret, and then back to business as usual. But things escalated fast. The mood shifted from outrage to something far more serious: litigation. Karoline Leavitt didn't just voice her anger online. She allegedly moved toward filing a defamation lawsuit, arguing that Behar's remarks weren't just offensive, but professionally damaging. And that wasn't all. The rumored legal documents reportedly made jaw-dropping claims, including that The View is scripted and that Behar has suffered emotional breakdowns on air. Ones viewers might never have suspected. Was this just tabloid speculation, or was there real evidence? That part wasn't clear, but the whispers alone were enough to send shockwaves through the industry. The alleged lawsuit cast a harsh light on ABC, raising serious questions about how much of The View is actually real, and whether Joy's outbursts were as unfiltered as they seemed. Inside the network, tensions reportedly hit a breaking point. Some saw Joy as an irreplaceable force. Her voice had shaped the show from the start, and despite the controversies, she had a dedicated fan base. Others argued that her string of scandals had turned The View into a PR disaster, with each new uproar growing more intense. Now, with a potential lawsuit looming and whispers of Joy's alleged on-air breakdown surfacing, the stakes had never been higher. If the lawsuit revealed damaging truths, advertisers could start pulling out, and ABC's credibility could take a major hit. The question now, was Joy Behar too big to cancel, or had she finally pushed too far? The alleged breakdowns added another layer to the controversy. While Joy Behar has always been known for her fiery personality, speculation about her mental stability or emotional control had never been this public. If these new allegations gained traction, they could permanently tarnish her reputation, not just as a commentator, but as a public figure. Some wondered if the pressure had finally caught up to her. Was she being forced to manufacture controversy on a supposedly scripted show? Others believed this was just another dramatic twist in an already high-profile scandal. Either way, the idea that The View was orchestrated only fueled speculation that Joy's exit wasn't sudden at all. It was a carefully planned strategy to save face. When Joy allegedly announced she was leaving The View, her statement was noticeably vague. She spoke about pursuing new opportunities and focusing on other projects, but given the lawsuits swirling in the background and the wave of negative press, few believed she was simply moving on. Instead, rumors erupted that ABC had quietly pushed her out, fearing that the lawsuit was too big a risk, especially if further evidence surfaced supporting claims that the show was scripted or that Joy had suffered emotional breakdowns. The timing was too suspicious. One moment, she was at the center of a major scandal. The next, she was stepping away from a show she had helped define for years. Naturally, the internet took sides. Some of Joy's longtime fans felt betrayed by ABC, arguing that she had been sacrificed to appease outraged advertisers and social media mobs. Others insisted it was about time she faced real consequences, especially given the impact of her words, from defamation to personal attacks. The debate exploded across social media, with discussions on cancel culture, free speech, and corporate responsibility dominating the conversation. Caroline Levitt, for her part, seemed determined to push forward. Multiple statements from her team allegedly suggested confidence in their defamation claim, fueling speculation about how ABC would respond. Would they settle quietly to avoid the public release of damaging evidence? If the claims about The View being scripted had any merit, a prolonged legal battle could ruin the network's credibility. But settling could also be seen as an admission of guilt, potentially confirming the very allegations they wanted to avoid. Public curiosity soared. In an era where every scandal turns into a media feeding frenzy, this case had all the elements of a blockbuster drama, an explosive lawsuit, a high-profile exit, and shocking behind-the-scenes allegations. The lingering questions only made things worse. How would The View move forward without its most controversial figure? Would viewers still tune in? And what about the rumored footage of Joy's alleged breakdowns or behind-the-scenes recordings that might confirm whether the show was actually scripted? If the lawsuit moved forward, those questions might finally be answered. Depositions and court evidence could turn rumors into facts, pulling back the curtain on a show that built its brand on unscripted debates among its co-hosts. For fans, the spectacle was both disheartening and fascinating. Could The View, an iconic show, really be built on calculated drama rather than genuine discussion? Meanwhile, ABC was allegedly scrambling behind the scenes, desperate to control the fallout. Reports surfaced of hush-hush negotiations with Joy to keep the details of her exit under wraps, and even whispers of potential settlement offers. Executive. Producers were said to be strategizing on how to pivot the show away from controversy, at least until the storm passed. Guest hosts filled Joy's vacant seat, trying to maintain a sense of normalcy. But viewers weren't fooled. Every new episode felt like a placeholder, a waiting game until the legal dust settled. And even weeks after Joy's alleged departure, the headlines hadn't slowed down. Tabloids, talk shows, and legal experts continued dissecting the drama, all speculating on one key question: was The View